Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Weekend Big Show. It's Friday, and that means it's a big game day weekend. Get the pun there, game day. And
yeah,
it is going to be a big weekend for the foosball, as, man, so many games going on, and I couldn't imagine anybody else previewing and recapping games on a Thursday night with my friend and ruler of the airways, Jeremy Schroeder. I'm Chuck Ramsey, the Law Dog. And we are powered by Law Dog Sports. And check us out on lawdogsports.com. And Jeremy, it feels like fall outside today. It's going to – I don't know if that helps the Michiganders tomorrow in Norman or what, if it's cooler temperatures. But it is a big-time matchup right there in your backyard tomorrow. And I think all of the Sooner Nation is abuzz.
Yeah, I believe we're going to need some of that early September humidity.
Yeah, the humidity.
Tomorrow.
I got out this morning and did some stuff, and I did feel the humidity. So it will be muggy tomorrow, and good chance that it always is in September in Oklahoma. But still, you're not dealing with 98 degrees in a field that's 120. As it has been in times in September in Oklahoma.
Yeah, well, apparently watching the ESPNs, they might as well not even play the game.
So you're saying that Michigan is heavily favored by the talking heads?
Yes, the people that are actually betting on the games have moved the line to, what is it, 5.5 now, to open at 4.5?
Yeah, OU at 5.5 is what I show, so.
Let's see what the evil four-letter has on their site. I would go to a betting site, but
so are you saying that the talking heads are all Michigan or
yes, Michigan?
Well, I mean, and we'll get into it later, because we'll preview this game. We'll preview OSU at Oregon and a whole lot more on the college football slate, and then also I see on your ball cap. We've got pro football, NFL football tonight. We had it last night in a big matchup in Philadelphia, which went till about, I think, 1:00 Eastern time.
Yeah.
But the Chiefs and Chiefs and
Chargers.
Yeah, in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
And that is a home game for the Chargers. So LA is forfeiting that home game, even though they play in the Rams stadium.
Yeah, they haven't had a home game since they left San Diego. But
when they played in that little soccer field, that 35,000 seat soccer field over there in East Compton,
it was probably good times. Really,
I'm sure it was. It was probably full.
Well, I mean, Justin Herbert is the greatest quarterback prospect to ever step foot on a hash mark field. So, I mean, he should go down there and dominate, right?
Of course, always.
It is hard. I mean, Harbaugh, I think, has done a lot just in the time he's been there. But
Harbaugh's a hell of a coach.
Yeah.
But, the rumors of the Chiefs' demise have been greatly exaggerated.
I hope so, because I've got one Patrick Mahomes starting on the Law Dog.
Patrick Mahomes. Here's a guy.
And so who's got that broadcast tonight? Is that an ESPN or
it's
Fox?
on Netflix, man.
Oh, God.
I know, right? I'm sorry. It's on YouTube.
Oh, okay. So do we know the play-by-play on?
I have no idea. Let me effort that.
Well, speaking of YouTube, Jeremy, today we are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and now Twitter. So if people are catching the live stream on the Twitter, feel free to jump in and give us a comment. We want to mention that our show is sponsored by CCW Safe. And what that is that's legal self-defense coverage. And, man, I'm telling you, if you have to be involved in a self-defense event, you're going to want some help on your side in this day and time. And self-defense support with deep expertise and personal care. That's CCW Safe. I've known those guys for over 30 years. Trust them. The team at CCW Safe really gives you coverage that goes beyond the basics. Everything from legal defense to physical and financial and emotional support. And lets the member focus on what really matters. Plans starting as low as $19 a month. Use the link at the bottom of the scroll, and that gives us a little bit of credit with that company and helps as far as the sponsorship goes. So we will always promote CCW Safe. So Jeremy, Dan Narva chipping in already from Michigan says, "Wow, I'll try X sometime, but so far like Facebook the most. Happy Friday." That's the great thing about this StreamYard is you pay a little extra money and you get to get rid of that StreamYard logo and you can do the scrolls and stuff. I thank Ryan Hyatt for turning us on to this because he had started on it some time back, and I just thought, well, that's really going to help me and Jeremy kind of make ours look a little more professional.
Definitely. While I'm streaming through 50 million sites trying to find out who the announcers for the. Okay, here we go. Oh, Rich Eisen. All right.
Okay,
It's going to
okay.
be a good one.
I feel like I should have known that.
Analyst will be Hall of Famer Kurt Warner,
Mm.
and Terry McCauley will be involved, and sideline reporter will be former Sooner Stacey Dales.
Stacey Dales, is it just Stacey Dales or is it Stacey Dales Schumann still?
It's
Or
Stacey Dales.
Stacey Dales.
And
That ain't
sideline
available.
creator, destroying. Two
Oh,
E's. Okay. We're doing that.
okay. Well, YouTube is easily accessible, as some of our listeners have mentioned. So we'll be all for that. Man, I'll say this, Jeremy. Amazon Prime is the most inconvenient app for me to reach on my smart TV. It's just I'm not a fan of having to go to Amazon Prime.
Well, I don't have that issue. I have a little, just scroll over to it and hit
Yeah,
OK,
but
and
even
I'm
at that,
there.
it's just I somewhere on my favorites, it's there, and I just don't like going to it. So that's just me. Max
Well,
Patton checking in from Beckham County. Good Friday, everyone. He's got a big matchup in high school football tonight. What were you going to say?
did you get you a Fire Stick or
Yeah.
we have the Apple TV. It's pretty easy, but
Okay.
yeah.
See, we have a Roku TV here in the studio,
Hmm.
but our big TV in the living room is a bit dated. I think we bought it in 2016, 2017. So now that's going on 10 years, and it is a smart TV, but uh, there's some apps that just aren't the most, accessible, I guess you
Oh,
could
of
say.
course.
Connor Carr checking in. Most professional podcast there is. Wow, checking out a lot of podcasts, are you?
Well,
Well, I'll tell you this, Jeremy. I will say one thing: is you and I think we have talked to you one time when you were on the road, but you were not the driver.
right.
The
I was in the
brother-in-law, Lenny, was the
yes.
driver, and last night I'm scrolling through and I see some tweets and Travis Davidson, a big OU, uh, you know, commentator. He almost has a wreck doing his own podcast, driving it while the other two guests are watching. And it's like he hits something or somebody, and then people start, gigging him on
Yeah,
the
that's
comments, and then he gets indignant with them. It's like,
yeah.
bro,
What are you
don't
doing?
do it.
Yeah, no, there is no there's no sense of putting your safety online for content, guys.
No, and I've thought about it myself before. I mean, I've done some little live videos as I'm driving, but I think I don't like them because you can tell I'm focused on the road.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just you're trying to carry a whole podcast while you're driving. That's just not the brightest.
And the time I did it was after the Alabama game, and I
Oh
was
yeah,
far too in the bag to ever get behind the wheel.
yeah. Lenny was behind the wheel the whole way. All
Yes,
right,
yes.
so we'll start with last night, and the Dallas Cowboys really missed an opportunity. And I'll say this as much as anything, Jeremy. They missed an opportunity with the fact that, at the very start of the game, probably the best defensive player for the Eagles decides he's going to lose his cool and get ejected. So, I mean, that's a prime opportunity to take over right there. But it just seems like CD Lamb wasn't prepared for the moment.
No, he was not. That's very disheartening for Dallas because Dak played pretty well. And he put those last two balls that CD dropped in spots where only CD could get to him. They hit his hands and he could not hang on to them.
Yeah,
But the reason they lost this game is because they had zero pass rush. They
yeah,
had and losing Micah Parsons, you really felt the impact on the Dallas defense because Hurts, 1, 2, 3 reads and I'm gone. And he
mhm,
played well.
yeah,
He outplayed Dak. Dak didn't have a bad game. The yards don't reflect it. He had 188 yards,
mhm,
but he played well enough for them to win that football game.
yeah.
They just could
Um,
not stop Hurts.
And that is a smack in the face. But I'll tell you, a couple of times it looked like they had Jalen Hurts, and he just was able to get rid of the ball without it being grounding, and then also hit some plays when
Yeah,
he
he
had
did.
pressure right on him. And I'll tell you something, that kid, I'll say this. He's probably in my top 2 or 3 of all-time OU quarterbacks, and I know we only had him for a season, but man, what he did for that squad
Yeah,
when it was gonna be such an obvious drop off from Kyler Murray graduating.
to a what, true freshman.
Yeah, it would have been Spencer Rattler who
Mhm.
was not,
Who
maybe
was
that.
starting for the Saints this week.
Well, yeah, but maybe that season if he had I mean, he had some he would have had more weapons at his disposal. He would have had CD,
Yeah, well,
but
you're not winning the Big 12 with a true freshman.
no, and, that was a gap response, and, kudos to Muleshoe for doing that because it was one more playoff appearance for OU, regardless of how bad it was. But, I'm a Hurts fan, just the way he
Mhm.
operates, the way he carries himself, and the way he's fought through, so much stuff that he's dealt with. I love I know it was against your Chiefs, but I love seeing him get a Super Bowl last year.
Oh, it's great.
And then also, I mean, it's obvious to me that his game is evolving. He's
Yeah.
not I mean, you mentioned it, 2 reads and go, but I mean, he knows where that outlet is.
Mhm.
That tight end is there
Dallas
for
Goedert,
him.
hell of a player.
Yeah, exactly right. He's got a great line. He's got a all-timer nearly in running back now, but I mean, he knows how to operate that offense, and that's what you want from your quarterback.
And, and his evolution has been the last 2 years because he's got a guy back behind him that he can hand the ball to and is good for 5, 10
Yeah,
yards every time he touches it,
yeah.
which, takes so much pressure off a quarterback. And man, we got 5 guys that spent time at Oklahoma, either finished their career at Oklahoma or played a good chunk of their career at Oklahoma, starting in the NFL
Oh, yeah, yeah.
tomorrow,
So, Baker Mayfield, Kyler
this
Murray,
weekend.
Jalen Hurts,
Jalen Hurts, uh,
the
Caleb Williams, who was
Spencer
only here
Williams,
for a year, but he
so
was
5.
and Rattler, yeah,
Yeah,
5.
Rat
And then you have Mordecai on the roster out there in San Francisco.
True, true. Actually an SMU product.
Yeah, I know, but he spent some time at Oklahoma. We
He
don't
did.
claim him,
Yeah,
but those guys were recruited and came to Oklahoma.
yeah.
It's we had it was a golden age
It
of
really was.
quarterbacks.
Um, CeeDee Lamb, 7 receptions, 110 yards, no touchdowns, but, had a long of 32, averaged 15.7, as you mentioned, drops there at the end. Pickens, 3 for 30, and I saw where he had no targets, I think, in the first half.
He had one target in the first half. It was a pass interference where the guy had a hold of his collar and it drew a flag. So he played, he had a nice catch on the sideline for about 20 yards. He had 2
Yep.
catches for 10 yards at that point. It's going to take some time for him to build some simpatico with
Yeah,
Dak
it's a
Prescott.
chemistry thing for sure.
Yeah,
Javonte Williams, 15 carries, 54 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Miles
Um,
Sanders just an earth rattling fumble inside the red zone.
yeah, and then, they tried some stuff with Kevontae Turpin as well, but 21 of 34 for 188, no touchdowns. Not exactly a, banner night for Dak Prescott, but like you said, they're 1 point down. What are they 1 point down when the delay hit, or was it already 24-20?
No, it may have. I don't know. I was driving home at that time,
Yeah,
so I think they had just kicked the field goal, and then the lightning delay happened.
yeah. So a long delay, and then after that, really the whole fourth quarter, just not much going
Yeah,
on, and that's probably to be expected. I mean, you're out there in your middle of the game, and then you have to stop. It's
yeah. The Eagles, their right guard, who's integral to the tush push, whatever.
integral.
He got rolled up on, and his back had been dinged up, and
Yeah.
he had to leave the game.
Well, I think I got some good points from. I'll have to check the fantasy standings. I think I got some good points from the Dallas tight end, and then also the Dallas kicker, who I
Jake Ferguson and what's the kicker's name?
uh, daggone it.
Bert something or Brett
Aubrey.
Aubrey.
Yeah. So, and then also I had Saquon Barkley, and it looks like he was 18 for 60 and a touchdown. So that's probably enough to
that's a good
forecast.
yeah, it's a good fantasy
If
night.
my homie will have a banner night tonight, I could probably be in pretty good standing. So we'll see. Goatherd Fellowship or Goatherd Fellowship. I'm not sure which it is. Steve Anderson. I think it's somebody that he reeled in for us in the fantasy league. That's who my opponent is this weekend. I didn't check to see who you were playing.
Let me look. I know they had Goddard, and he had a decent night, so he got
7 of
playing
44.
Victorious Secrets.
Oh, so I believe that's Damon Schultz, who's one of the sponsors. So I expect you to bench your starting quarterback and tank this game.
Oh, see, I have Kyler Murray, so I don't think I'll need to.
You don't have to bench. Speaking of Kyler, man,
Maybe
Bob Kemp,
Oh, go ahead.
Speaking of Kyler, Bob Kemp mentioned that he had more 0 or 1 touchdown games than he had multiple touchdown games last season.
Let's hope that turns around for my fantasy team. Say, hey, but maybe Derrick Henry will have a Derrick Henry night, and Brock Bowers will go off.
Connor Carr says it's Greg Graffinia. LOL. Oh, so Goatherd Fellowship is that somebody you guys know?
Yeah, that's Greg from work.
Is that how did I say it right?
Graffina.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks, Greg. So I guess Connor's saying he's Goatherd Fellowship.
Okay.
So anyways, NFL tonight on tap. As we mentioned, it is going to be Kansas City and the Chargers. KC a 3.5 point favorite as I show it. They're in Sao Paulo, Brazil, which I promise you, Jeremy, the pitch, as they call it in those regions, has never withstood the amount of weight that will be there in the middle parts of the
no, it never does.
And they're entering summer down there, so I'll be interested to see. Let me see what the forecast shows. 63 degrees and clear at Corinthians Arena.
Corinthians.
Yeah.
Fine Corinthian leather.
So the last matchup last year was on December 8th, and KC won that 19-17. And injuries, nothing that I see that's too big as far as either one. But I would say, built with all of the hype built in on the Justin Herbert hype train and all of the talking heads who prefer to promote anything LA, it's probably a lot of pressure on Herbert to get out there tonight and get his team to a win. I don't know that he's really got the weapons.
Yeah, but Herbert always plays like prime Tom Brady against the Chiefs. So especially if that night he got his ribs broken and he was just slinging it all over the field on him.
He is the last guy that I thought, watching him in college, he's the last guy that I thought would be where he is now amongst the heralded NFL quarterbacks, because I thought at Oregon he seemed extremely inaccurate. He seemed to rely a bunch on some mobility things, and I just did not see him becoming this product coming out of college, and that's why I'm not a scout, obviously. But it just I thought the Chargers took a bath drafting him. I was thinking Christian Ponder all over again.
Ooh,
yeah.
Well, Ponder handed the ball off really well. Give it to 28. Get out of the way.
Who was Ponder? There were 2 quarterbacks in that draft, Ponder and
EJ Manuel.
No, because there was another Florida State quarterback. Hoffman? No. Oh gosh.
EJ Manuel?
No, it wasn't. EJ Manuel actually had some talent.
The one that went to the Bills?
There was 2 first round draft picks. One went to the Vikings, which might have been Ponder.
Yeah,
Christian
that was Ponder,
and then another one. So anybody that wants to help out with that, I can't even remember what year it was. It might have been 17 or something. It was before Baker came out. I know that. But anyway, so Dan Narva checking in from Michigan, and Herbert beats Sparty in the
2011.
2011 when Christian Ponder got drafted?
Yeah. Cam Newton was the number 1 overall pick.
Okay. So
Jake Locker,
Washington. I knew it was
Washington. Blaine Gabbert.
He stayed in the league, didn't he?
Ponder. Yeah, but man,
No,
you
no.
don't draft a guy in the first round just to stick around the league.
Some teams do.
Cam Hayward went 31 overall to the
Who
Steelers.
Hayward. Oh, the
Cam Hayward, the
yeah,
stud defensive
yeah.
lineman.
So never doubt a defensive pick by the Steelers, buddy.
And the Chiefs were in there, we're just gonna suck bag and drafted Jonathan Baldwin, wide receiver from Pittsburgh.
How'd that turn out for him?
I don't even remember that guy.
So Dan Narva mentioned that Justin Herbert beat Michigan State in the Red Box Bowl 7-6. So
Ooh,
I'm really kind of surprised Herbert played in that bowl, honestly. But
that was
uh,
2011. They weren't opting out yet.
oh, okay. So, anyways, Patrick Mahomes is my starting quarterback for tonight. So hopefully he can really, honestly, Jeremy, find some targets. I mean, this era of pick them apart, with the two high safeties, I guess you could say there's not much, long downfield flinging left. He can do it, but they don't seem to do that much, right?
Yeah, obviously, you did not watch the Bears preseason game when he was slinging it all over the
Okay.
place,
I
downfield.
mean, I base my judgments on games. So,
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the offense now, so they're
well, that's
going to
that's my
bring it.
question is who does he have the targets and the weaponry to really maximize his potential as a quarterback? Because I feel like the last 2 seasons it hasn't really been there, but they've managed anyway.
They love the kid they drafted this year. He's going to get a lot of snaps. They still have, is it Juju back? Yeah, Juju's back, and Kelsey. They got a couple of guys that were really getting downfield. Besides Rasheed Rice, who we all know is going to be unavailable for the first
Yeah.
6 weeks of the season for being a dumbass.
God, is that 2 years ago or was that this time
Yeah, it
last?
was 2 years ago because he was hurt last year and missed the whole season.
So now his suspension kicks in?
Yeah. Can we do some time served, please? Crap.
Kidding. I mean, good grief. Yeah, so, who else? They've got Worthy, so really Xavier
Oh, yeah. I
Worthy.
forgot Xavier Worthy. How could I forget him? He'll be picking him up and putting him down. There ain't no one that can run with him.
So he needs to be the guy that can take the lid off, right?
Sure.
Yeah. And then you've
Absolutely.
got Pacheco, who's gonna be a battering ram, and like, here's the thing. Here's the thing. That should be the name of our podcast because I notice I say that a whole lot. Here's the thing, Jeremy. They need remember the last time they had a true breakaway rusher?
Priest Holmes.
Oh, you
If
don't
you
have to go
take
back
if
that
you if
far.
you say Damian Williams, I'm just gonna.
He should have been a Super Bowl MVP,
Well,
I'll say
yeah,
that,
yeah, but
right?
look at his stats for the rest of the season and
Well, I'm just saying,
edit your
at least
opinion.
at least something in the running game that, like I said, can kinda take that
Oh,
cap off.
Hollywood Brown still exists.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. So you got Worthy,
Brown,
Brown, Kelsey,
Ju- Juju, and I'm
Juju.
I'm efforting the kid's name. I don't know why I can't remember. Oh, Nico Remigio, who can really run.
He's the draft pick.
No, Jalen Royals is the draft pick who they
Okay.
like. 6 foot 195 out of Utah State. Looked really good in the preseason. And Juju. I wish they would just Tyquan Thornton. And then the tight ends.
Yeah. Is Blake Bell still one of those?
No,
No?
he wasn't with the team last year.
Oh, okay. Shows what I follow. Lad McConkey could be big for the Chargers. He seemed to have kind of set himself apart.
I need a big night from the Chiefs defense.
Yeah.
I need to pitch a shutout, pick off Herbert 3 or 4 times, return one of those for 6. I need Trent McDuffie just to be insane.
It helps a lot.
It does.
So, other than the Chargers game, which is tonight, which Friday night in Brazil, who doesn't love that?
My gosh.
Then we've got a full slate on Sunday, and Tampa Bay travels to Atlanta. They're a 1.5 favorite over the Falcons. I started Mahomes this week over Michael Penix Jr. I'm not
That's
going to
probably,
regret that, am I?
you're not going to regret that.
Okay.
If you have Mahomes, you start Mahomes.
I just had a fleeting minute of doubt, and
I
then
mean, here's a guy that I turned it on last night and it was like mute.
yeah. So the battle of the Aaron Rodgers alumnus, Steelers traveled to the Jets. Well, I guess Steelers aren't really an alumnus, but they're 2.5-point favorite in New York.
The 1-for-1 quarterback trade.
Yeah. The Dolphins travel to Indy. We'll see what happens with Tua.
Indy is just terrible.
Yeah. Miami.
Listen, if you draft a guy in the top 5 and the better option is to start Daniel Jones over that guy, you might want to, reevaluate the way you are drafting.
Well, maybe they like the way he hands it off to Jonathan Taylor better. I don't know. But Danny Dimes will be the starting QB for.
Danny Dimes can be a serviceable quarterback, just not with the Giants.
True. The Futility Bowl, Carolina travels to Jacksonville. The Jaguars are a 3.5-point favorite. Big
Liam Cohen, man, that new offense.
Yeah.
He fixed Baker in 3 days in LA,
True.
and then followed him to Tampa.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. Magic. It
That's
could be magical with Trevor Lawrence.
We pay you for those kind of analysis points. NFC East matchup again, New York Giants at Washington. The Commanders are a 5.5-point favorite. And then I think it's it's a Sunday noon game. Arizona is at New Orleans. That is the Kyler Murray, Spencer Rattler Bowl.
So, my quarterbacks are playing. My backup quarterback is Spencer Rattler. But, hey, the Giants are going to upset the Commanders this week. Book it.
Okay. So
it's early season Russell Wilson, and we all know that he is awful after week 10.
Very true. Very true. So you've got, let's see. And then I think folks are kind of jumping up quick for the predicted sophomore slump for Jaden Daniels. Because you do get film on guys. I mean, you do pick up some things.
And the Giants' defense, particularly their pass rush, is really good.
Yeah. Austin Eckler should be available for the Commanders. Malik Nabers, I want to see what that guy does, without Daniel Jones. I mean, what's the odds
without that albatross around his neck?
What's the odds that Jackson Dart gets some snaps on Sunday?
Not great.
Not great.
I think they're all in with Russ right now until he hits that midseason slide, and then we'll probably see. We'll see Dart. He looked really good in the preseason. He's got a ton of ability, but that Lane Kiffin system hasn't really produced a lot of big time NFL arms, has it? Think about that, because he was gone by the time Tua was there, and when Jalen Hurts was there, he was handing the ball off.
Yeah, they didn't really try to take the lid off with him. But as we've always said, and many times on this program, Jeremy, Jalen was a pick play away from having a national title.
I know, but was Sark the OC when Tua was there?
I want to say, I thought it was the former NFL guy.
O'Brien. Yeah, Bill O'Brien.
He was in there somewhere.
Yeah.
So sorry to lack on my.
Lane was hanging out down in Boca Raton with all the retirees.
He was at FAU, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So, anyways, the Saban rehab caravan is mighty. So Arizona's a 6.5-point favorite at New Orleans, and that could be just a boredom fest. Cincinnati and Cleveland should be bad as well, but we'll get to see Joe Flacco and timeline on his health, Jeremy.
Flacco?
Yeah. Does he stay healthy all season, or does he get hurt pretty quick?
No. He'll get hurt stepping out of the shower or something silly like that because he's 40. We all know about that. Sitting in the chair, throwing his
Raiders
back out.
At the Patriots. Patriots are 2.5-point favorite. 49ers at Seattle. 49ers at 1.5. Tennessee at Denver. I've got Denver's defense on my fantasy squad. So saw that Nick Benito signed a big old contract the other day. So they love him as a pass rusher.
Yeah. That absolute moron, Mr. Speed D himself, Alex Grinch, couldn't figure out how to use him at Oklahoma. Well, he had 13.5 sacks last year.
Wonder
Returned
what
two.
Grinch is doing now.
He's the defensive coordinator at Central Florida for Scott Frost.
Good luck with all that.
Yeah. Speed
Man,
D.
speaking of Central Florida, how about Gus Malzahn last week?
Man, that was awesome. I love his gadget plays,
What
but
a victory lap that guy took.
yeah, that was great. But he's beaten Alabama pretty regularly wherever he's been.
Yeah, he's had their number a bit, which as of late, that's not quite the task. So Titans at Denver, 8.5-point favorite are the Broncos, and then the big 3:30 matchup is Detroit and Green Bay. That'll be a good one. It'll be interesting to see, what Detroit has left in the tank, honestly, because they've been at that precipice of.
Did you say Detroit, Green Bay?
Yeah, Green Bay's a 1.5-point favorite, a 1.5-point favorite at home.
And you got Parsons suiting up for. Is he playing?
I thought they said he was injured. Let me check their injury.
He took an injection. I mean, he's got a sprained L4, L5.
Mm-hmm.
So, on the surface, it doesn't seem too serious. But if there's like any impact there, it could lead to a herniated L4, L5.
They show him.
Or is it L5,
Him as
L6?
questionable with back issues.
They paid him a lot of money. He
get out there.
Get out there.
Yeah.
Goff isn't the most mobile guy. Could be a long night for him if Parsons is healthy enough to play.
Yeah, and I don't know if I have any fantasy implications at all on that game. And then Houston is at the Rams. That's a 3:30 game as well. And then the night game on Sunday is Baltimore and Buffalo, and that's going to be a big matchup. A lot of talk between the Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen MVP debate, and I get it. I know where your MVP vote goes every year, but
not last year. He didn't have a great season.
So
did just enough.
Yeah, that's true. And then the Monday night game will be Minnesota at Chicago. So a lot of NFL action going on, and obviously fantasy football contributes to our kind of interest and talk. But a lot of folks happy that Dallas lost last night. A lot of gnashing of teeth down south of Red River and stuff like that. But anyways, let's get to what's really important, Jeremy, and that is college football. And we'll start with our game right there in your backyard. The Michigan Wolverines come into Owen Field. Both teams 1-0, 18 versus 15 matchup, and OU looking to really set themselves apart on a national stage. 5.5-point favorite going into it. The over-under is 44.5. I'm going to say under on that one, and I'll take Michigan to cover.
Let's see. I've got the under, and I've got Oklahoma covering the 5.5 at home.
Okay.
I think once the run is corralled, Underwood's going to have a hard time with that Brent Venables defense and blitzes originating from the press box and various parts of the stadium. He's going to have his hands full with that. Michigan's a really good team. It's not going to be high scoring. It's going to, Mateer's going to do just enough to win. Ott's going to have a decent day. They're going to run the football. Okay. We're going to have actual starters on the offensive line playing. And the biggest difference in this game is the leading tackler for Michigan having to sit out the first half because of the targeting call
yesterday or last week against New Mexico. They won that game, 24-10?
Something like that, yeah.
34-17, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going over the stats on that, and Underwood had a nice day. That's at home. It's against the Mountain West team that is in the midst of lost their coach and their offensive coordinator last year. Their star quarterback lit up UCLA last week for the Utes. And so a team in flux at best, and they go into the big house and all their points were in the second and third quarter, but they scored 17 on that team.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that bodes well for this defense. And I'll say this, Jeremy, Ott needs to really be able to help Mateer with the pressure, because that defensive line for Michigan is going to be big and talented, and they're going to cause problems. And so what better way to deal with a big physical defensive line than have a running back to get the ball out of the backfield, to make plays with elusivity, and and then take, like I said, take the lid off, get Deion Burks in some space if you can. Just there's a formula there. I just want to see. I don't want to see going into the middle of the second quarter, OU still trying to run between the tackles if it's not there.
They're an outside zone team, and you noticed last week they were trying to run two gap, both sides of the ball.
Yeah,
or both, two gap, three gap. They're trying to run between the center of the guard, between the guard and the tackle. They're an outside zone team. That's why the offense is designed. I don't know what the hell they were trying to do. I guess they thought they were just going to out athlete these guys with backups. That Missouri State team is. I'm sorry. Was it Missouri? Yeah.
Illinois State.
Illinois State. Sorry. They're, they're sound. They play hard. I get it. Vanilla. Oh God, another CD drop. But
he's still dropping passes.
And you're gonna love this take, but Jaron Kanek is going to have a huge game.
Yeah, and that's a spot that as you were speaking, I forgot to mention is
tight ends, baby.
Tight ends. I mean, and every good team has a tight end that can.
You know what I want to see? I want to see Jaron Kanek dotting the I.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean,
okay. We
that guy out there,
we'll tackle this dude 20 times.
Yeah. Well, and so the way I look at it, Jeremy, is it's kind of we're definitely going to see the old school versus the new school, because Sharon Moore, he's not going to vary much off of what we've seen so far. And defensively, last year we saw a team go into Columbus and dominate the eventual national champion. Now they couldn't do anything. It seemed like Ewers had their number when Texas came into town, and then as I think we said right here on this very broadcast last year, they seemed to be against the forward pass. But they probably just didn't have it. They've got a 5-star quarterback this year.
Well, they had Alex also starting a lot last year, and that guy is not good.
So Underwood comes in, and he's the new big man on campus. And I'll just say this: it's that old adage, and I know this isn't the Stoops defense, but the Venables defense is pretty well in the same vein. But those dual threat quarterbacks in the past have not been friendly to defenses in Normantown. So I want to see them be gap responsible and containment, and and then you've got to get pressure, which I think everybody believes that OU's front seven is the team that can pressure squads. But I don't know, Jeremy. It just I worry that there's so much heaped onto this team after a disappointing 2024 campaign that they're going to come in and they're just going to play away from. I mean, well, we're one game in. We don't know what the norm is. We know what it should be.
You can't take anything from that game last week.
Do what?
You can't take anything from that game last week.
Well, but we've got a quarterback who came from, in essence, the Mountain West, and they played some teams. They played, didn't he play Tech last year?
I believe so.
Yeah. So, there's going to be a difference in caliber for John Mateer, and it's just to me, it's a matter of how he adjusts and what kind of imprint he makes on the game.
Yeah, they showed last week that they could protect the passer. Mateer wasn't under too much pressure. I think he ran himself into a sack. Javonte Barnes.
Mm-hmm.
If I see him out there getting carries, I'm going to lose it. He does not hit holes well. He runs in the back of his lineman. He's a good pass protector, and I know that's why he's still getting playing time. Yeah. Torrey Blaylock is out this week. I don't know if you know that. He's not playing.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it was a little more serious than a stinger. So he's going to be out. You're going to have Ott, who got one carry for -3 yards. They tried to run some split zone draw into a 8-man rush, and it got blown up right at the handoff. We'll see. I think the O-line's gonna be better this week. You're gonna see actual starters out there.
Well, I'm not seeing
You
the only
don't get
running
a
back I'm seeing on the injury report is Taylor Tatum.
you don't get an updated injury report in out of conference.
Oh,
That will come when they actually start playing in the SEC.
okay.
So the
Well,
word is from the people on the home Sooner fans is
mhm.
that Blaylock is out.
You could say K-Ref on this.
Okay. Then
Man,
again, they've also called a lot of bad recruiting,
crystal balls.
commits. Yeah, crystal balls, and they haven't panned out.
Before we continue on this, I'll just say this. Social media wise, OU recruiting's really taken a beating. I mean, they signed a kid for what, from Owasso, I think,
Yes.
who is a 3-star.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, everybody knows that typically OU's gonna sign kids from the state.
Yes.
Kid from the state wants, and he's a top prospect in the state, regardless of
Uh-huh.
the star, he's gonna come here. They're probably fortunate that a couple of players last year from the state were actually listed as 4 stars.
Mhm.
Uh, and you just never know till they get on campus. But um, everybody's just blowing up because apparently Texas Tech and Cody Campbell left a bag on the door for Cooper Hackett in Fort Gibson. And I seen the kid. He's a big kid. He's a really big kid. He's not. You're going to be paying him for a red shirt year. What? Almost said red shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I know. He's
yeah,
visiting Norman this weekend, so
yeah. So I mean,
we'll see.
it's up in the air. He's going
Yeah.
to be Fort Gibson is 2.5 hours to Norman. It's 7.5 hours, I think, from Fort Gibson to Tech.
I mean, this recruiting class is not done.
No,
They got the big defensive lineman from Florida who's a 3-star,
he's
but he
big.
was a 5-star in the 2026 or 2027 class who reclassified.
Yeah, yeah,
So I don't know how that knocks you down 2 stars if you're a 5-star one, but I
yeah.
don't know.
It's hard.
Recruiting is getting so weird.
It is. It's really hard to follow. But I did hear yesterday, and I think Parker Thune said this on KREF. It might have been Parker, or it might have been Tyler McComas, but apparently the NCAA is about to get the votes they need or pass the
Board of
one-time
Governors, yeah.
one-time portal transfer
As long as
transfer
it's
portal.
right after the national championship game, and then that's it. 2 to 3
I heard
weeks.
him say early January, but I mean, you would basically take maybe only a handful of teams out of pocket on that. I don't know.
Sure. But
So
then you'd have, you could see a team that's in the second, third round of the playoffs
yeah,
lose some really good depth pieces.
that's true. So you would maybe want to start that playoff earlier.
I don't know.
See what I did there?
Maybe, maybe,
Maybe.
maybe we don't expand it to 16. Maybe we don't expand it to 28.
Maybe we're
Maybe we
pull it
knock it
back
down
to
to
8.
8.
Yep, perfect. So Oklahoma is, like I mentioned, a 5.5-point favorite. What's your prediction on this one, Jeremy?
24-13 Oklahoma.
Okay, so you love the defense of Brent Venables against Bryce Underwood, who had a pretty nice
I
week.
think he's going to see things that he's only had nightmares about this weekend.
Okay, so a welcome mat to college football.
Namely, one R. Mason Thomas. They're going to let him loose.
I'm going to say Michigan 2017.
Okay.
So let's see. Let me write down yours again. What'd you say?
24-13 Oklahoma. It's going to be a raucous atmosphere. Unlike
Yeah, it will be. Game days in
is that
town.
what
Did
I
you hear
heard?
that the Standard is going to be bringing the food there?
24-13. Okay. The Standard.
Yeah, I looked it up. It's on Gray Street there in Norman. It looks like it's in an old gas station.
Oh, that used to be what was that called? It was an old Mexican restaurant for years, and then if it's the location I'm thinking of, it's been several things.
Yeah. Only thing I remember is going that way is whatever I got to do to find my way to Van's Pig Stand.
Well, there's a post office there. The service station closed. Did
Yeah.
you ever eat at the service station when you were down there?
I don't think so.
No, it was pretty good.
I couldn't even get to the diner. I mean, it was just when we lived in West Norman, I avoided downtown Norman like the plague.
Oh, you should see it now.
I bet. I bet.
It's awful.
So game day in town tomorrow. It's going to be a big affair and a lot of fun there. And I wonder who will will McAfee find a Michigan fan or an OU fan to do the kicking contest?
It'll probably be it'll be an Oklahoma fan. It's you gotta show love to the home team.
Yeah. So that is a what 6:30 kickoff tomorrow night, and
Six
we will
thirty.
be
Trey Young is your guest picker.
Trey Young coming in hot. We will be on the air afterwards for the post game. So if Jeremy's up for it and willing to stay up, we'll be on here on all three platforms once again. And I honestly, Jeremy, we'll see what the I got the verification again from X, and so that allowed us to stream on X. So we'll see if we're getting any. We did. Connor Carr commented on X, so there we go.
Oh, let me open up the X.
Yeah. So that is a 6:30 kickoff, and that will be on. Is that an ABC game? Yeah, ABC.
Yes.
So Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit on the call. That'll be fun. And then the 2:30 game tomorrow on CBS is Mike Gundy and his OSU Cowboys going to Eugene, Oregon, to take on the number 6 ranked Ducks. No Haas Haney, who broke a foot last week against UT Martin. Man, what a snake bit type of thing. You get a quarterback who comes in, wins the starting job, and makes some. It looks like he's going to be able to make plays, and then against UT Martin gets a broken foot.
Yeah, and he's gonna miss what 4 to 6 weeks.
There's 5. I saw 5 weeks 6 days ago, so that would narrow it down to 4, I guess. But
Yeah,
just an unlucky hawk to You're wrong for that.
I'm sorry.
So Haas Haney out. That means Flores is going to be in. The only other questionable one, which is bad for OSU, as I look at their injury report, Rodney Fields, running back, questionable with an undisclosed injury, and then Talon Shetron, the wide receiver. What's OFS?
Okay.
so-
OU campus police is up to their nonsense. Clearing the area. You cannot stay overnight to claim your tailgate spot.
Oh, that's a dagger. That's going to be.
I thought we were
people.
SEC ready. We're not.
Oh gosh. So Oregon comes in, and I didn't think, honestly, Jeremy, that they ended up showing out against Montana State. But if I was looking at scores as we were going by, and they were up big, but there was something early. They might not have scored till late in the. Nope, they got early. So I got totally whiffed on the Oregon game, but just a big time win against Montana State, who's generally a pretty dang good D2 school or a FCS school.
Yeah.
But it was the Oregon quarterback, Dante Moore, who had a big day for them, 18 of 23. That's a pretty good percentage there. And 213 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Is he the freshman?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
So I think, you tell me how you see this, but there was so much, and Gundy's now backed off of the comments, but he made the big NIL comments in his press conference.
And I watched that. It was such a nothing burger.
Yeah.
I guess Lanning is just an outrage merchant.
You're in Eugene. You probably need things like that to try to get kids motivated to play because they're all out there smoking the reefer.
Well, yeah, and they're all rich because of all the Nike money. But
Phil Knight,
all he said was this:
money and dope.
They paid a lot, and have a really good team.
Yeah,
I mean, where's the lie?
No, nothing going on, and
then I can't remember who the two people on ESPN that were talking about it. Say, well, Oklahoma State's got Warren Buffett as an alumnus. I'm like, huh? No. They were thinking of T. Boone Pickens, and they didn't realize that he's been dead a couple of years now. And I had to stop and pull over and look it up. No, he went to Nebraska.
Yeah,
That's
that's
not quite Oklahoma State.
right there in Lincoln. So Dante Moore, just a big time player that they believe for Dan Lanning and those Oregon Ducks, and then also they ran the ball pretty well with Noah Whittington. But just a dominant performance against the Bobcats of Montana State. But man, Jeremy, how times have changed. Regardless of comments before the game, OSU's rolling into Eugene, a 27.5-point dog.
They'll cover that.
I would think.
Oklahoma State's going to cover
I thought
that. They're
I thought their defense, even though it was UT Martin, kind of looked like what I expect. Grantham's got some players, and they can go out. I thought they looked pretty fundamentally sound for the most part, even like I said, against a lesser opponent. But
it'll be one of those things. They'll be scrappy early. They'll do some things to, confuse
yeah,
the quarterback, and then they'll pull away late, but they're not going to cover that big spread.
that is a big spread to be going up against a Power 5
And
opponent.
maybe Lanning and Gundy can scrap after the game at midfield.
I don't think Mike would back away.
I don't think Lanning wants any part of that.
Remember when
He's a
Tom?
wrestler that hunts snakes.
Remember when Vodka Tom wanted a little bit of Gundy there at midfield?
Yeah, he didn't want any part of that. Gundy would have whooped his ass.
Yeah, I think back when we were on KSCY down in Seymour, we used to have some segments where we would talk about, which coach would kick ass. And I think Seth Luttrell was always kind of at the top because he just kind of had that MMA look to it.
He's got that lantern jaw, and
I might go with Bielema now, though. I mean, he could kind of,
he can absorb some contact. He's a big old dude.
I think so. But Sharon Moore could be a contender in that, former lineman. So, anyways, but yeah, it's I don't know. Floors, we'll see what he can do. It definitely seemed like the offense stalled out a bit when he,
he's a nice player. He's been there for 3 or 4 years, and he's never been the answer as the starter.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, hey, the answer for me as we get into times of where we have to potentially do things to our homes would be one A+ Roofing and Construction, locally owned by Damon Schultz, serving Western Oklahoma and into the metro. Be sure and give them a call at 580-772-7587 for any home construction or roofing needs you have. And Damon is really quick and really great to get out and take a look at what you got going on. And very, very trustworthy, very dependable and honest guy. I recommend them highly. And his daughter actually hit 2 home runs yesterday in a big fast pitch outing that we had in Weatherford yesterday. So his daughter,
awesome.
Man, they were both no doubters. It's play-by-play for fast pitch softball, Jeremy.
Mm-hmm.
So many times, some of these pitches that these girls see, they maybe get some contact or whatever, but when it's a homer quick. I mean, you're not on some big long delayed call where it's like back. It's like, and that one's up high and it's out.
Very small fields.
Yeah, exactly. Smaller gates, but she hit one yesterday that went out to the perimeter gate, so perimeter fence. So, but Weatherford gets the win yesterday, and we want to thank Damon Schultz from A+ Roofing and Construction for sponsoring the show. And then also here in a little bit, we'll mention another sponsor who's very near and dear to our hearts. And as you can see, I'm wearing his hat, and I have, Jeremy, I promise you, I have.
Oh, there it is.
I have yours here. I don't know.
It's even a Richardson snapback. Those are great.
I don't want to take a chance shipping it because I don't know what would happen. But and then also those Thunder cards I was promised you are. So OSU 27. What did I say? 27.5-point dog.
Yes.
I'll take them to cover on that. I don't know a score though, because it could end up being a shootout, right?
Yeah. Say 42-20 Oregon.
42-20 Oregon.
Let's go there.
So see, that's the thing about a 27.5-point spread is you can dominate a team and still not cover.
Right.
It's bad, but
it could be it could be 21-10 going into the third quarter, and that's just how it ends up.
Yeah. Texas Tech hosting Kent State. They're a 48.5-point favorite. The over-under is 60.5. I'll take Tech on that because I think the defense is good enough, and Kent State, I think, is listed as the worst.
They won a game last week.
Did they?
Yeah. And, man, Tech, take the over, take the points. They
Yeah.
are gonna just Morton is not listed on their injury report.
So
They're
he'll stay.
gonna kick the crap out of Kent State.
Yeah. So a 1-0 Kent State Golden Flash team comes to Lubbock, and the Tortillas. Oh, Merrimack 21-17.
So, hey, is that like a $500,000 play date with Kent State?
Oh, I'm sure it's funding a good portion of their yearly budget,
Okay.
right?
They got another one of those coming up in Norman.
Yeah. So other college football action tomorrow. We got games tonight too, right?
Yes, we do.
Let me take a look at that. So Louisville and James Madison.
Ooh,
Louisville Cardinals are a 14.5-point favorite. Madison's not that bad, right? Aren't they one of those
man, I
Sunbelt
don't.
teams that kind of gives people fits?
They must be if they're only a 14.5 point favorite
Yeah.
at Louisville.
Northwestern, a 31.5-point favorite over Western Illinois. Western Illinois is probably pretty beat up after the Illini beat down last week.
Oh, dadgum. Miller Moss last week. 17-25, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. I don't even know who they played last week.
Louisville?
Louisville.
Louisville?
Louisville.
Yeah, the old
Well,
past, they won, but it was a bad
they
win,
won.
obviously.
No, dadgummit.
Eastern Kentucky,
Ooh,
51-17. So
that's not even Western Kentucky.
no, the Hilltoppers would have went in there and kicked some ass. Northwestern is a 31.5-point favorite, as I mentioned. Maryland, a 16.5-point favorite over Northern Illinois. This is where the Huskies usually shine about week 2, week 3.
Yep. They
So
took
Maryland.
down Notre Dame last year in week 3, I believe.
Eastern Washington travels to Boise to take on the Broncos, smarting from that loss at South Florida last week. 30.5-point favorite are the Broncos, and Eastern Washington, praise the Lord that game's not in Spokane, or wherever they are in Eastern Washington, that red field. That makes that when I watch an Eastern Washington game of any length, I feel like Kramer when he had the Kenny Rogers light in the window.
The red lights.
I'll probably take Boise State to bounce back from this my brain. Big game in Big D tomorrow, Jeremy. The Ponies host the Baylor Bears. 2.5-point favorite is SMU, and they're 17th ranked in the state. The over-under on that is 63.5.
Man.
That's
a lot of points.
A lot of points. So
I mean, I got SMU in that one, but
yeah,
2.5 points. That's crazy.
Yeah. No, other games. I'll be. Illinois travels to Duke. I don't know that that's necessarily a trap game, but I mean, it is Illinois on the road, ranked number 11. And then the what is the Cy-Hawk Trophy?
Yep.
Iowa State and Iowa. The Hawkeyes, the Cyclones are 3.5-point favorites. 42.5 is the over-under.
That's wild to me because Iowa State's pretty good, and what I saw from Iowa last week was not good at all.
Yeah,
but it's a rivalry game. Is it in Iowa City?
It is in Ames, I believe.
Oh, and that can't be.
They beat Albany 34-7 last week, and yeah,
They're still offensively
at Tri-Stadium, baby. That's a Fox game.
Oh man,
yeah. San Jose State visits Austin. Texas a 36.5-point favorite. I'll take them to cover that.
They should.
A&M hosts Utah State. Utah State, I believe, defeated UTEP last week, if I remember right. But the Aggies are 31.5-point favorites, 56.5. Anybody wants to jump in and tell us their picks, you're welcome. So Steve Anderson checking in as well. Jeremy, we're up to 15 viewers. How about that?
Look at that.
That should be a record.
Just for transparency, Utah State are also the Aggies.
You're exactly right. You are exactly right. And then also one thing I was going to say about Iowa State, Jeremy, and looking to see, um, you know, they bounced back, didn't have the pitfall against South Dakota last week after the big win over in Ireland. But nobody really too big on the injury list, and they kept Rocco Becht healthy, so that's a big bonus. But still, I'm not 3.5 points. They could win that, but if they covered that, I would be a little surprised. Bless you.
Thank you.
So, anyways, and then the other big game, Jeremy, one that I'm going to be checking out is Texas State at UTSA. Let's get a little American, and and it's at the Alamo Dome, so that'll be funny. Ole
Oh,
Miss
yeah.
going to try to avenge a big loss they suffered last year, probably a playoff denying loss against the Wildcats as they travel to Lexington. They are an 8.5 point favorite over Mark Stoops.
That is, I did not know how to pick that game when I was looking at it because I know Kentucky is. I didn't. I know they ran the ball a lot last week, but didn't look good doing so. They
Yeah,
won their game, but I just don't know which way to go with that. I
it's
mean,
tough.
the over's 50.5. Man, it could just be an ugly game. I need to look at
I
Ole
think I
Miss.
went with the crowd on that one. I think
Yeah, Ole Miss
everybody's
beat
got Ole Miss covering.
Ole Miss beat Georgia State 63-7 last week.
Mm-hmm.
I know that when I picked it, I took Ole Miss.
Yeah,
So we're on the lane train.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, with Mark Stoops, it's been such an up and down type thing. When you think they're going to turn the corner and really kind of show out or something, I don't know. But that was a good win against the Toledo team that I think, I mean, 24-16, Toledo is kind of, aren't they picked to win the MAC?
I don't care about Toledo until week 7 when I get Toledo and Akron in the snow on a Tuesday
Tuesday.
night.
That's right. Another big one, Jeremy, that I'm interested in is it the border war?
Kansas, Missouri, yes.
Right. Yeah. So re-implementing that big rivalry and Big 12 versus SEC. And man, I am going to be praying, Jeremy, in hands, prayer emoji, that Jalen Daniels just goes out there and shows out.
And he will.
Yeah.
Take the Jayhawks.
So you think Fat Andy Bernard won't have the defense ready for my Heisman pick?
Millhouse is going to be a nuts.
They're at Faurot Field, which Missouri is in game number 2 of their full fall and home games.
They took the rocks out of the end zone there. I wonder if they're
Really?
going to put seats there eventually.
Huh. Well, according to the odds makers, Jeremy, Mizzou is a 6.5 point favorite. I'll take Kansas all day long on that.
KU
50.5 is the over. Give me that over. Give me the Hawks rock chalk, baby.
Leipold's going to engage some dark magic and get it done this week.
That's right. Gators got a bit of what could be a tough one. It's a 17.5 point favorite over South Florida, but South Florida showed out against, the all-world Boise State team last week and really kind of dominated them. They traveled to Gainesville this Saturday, and they are a 17.5 point dog.
I like South Florida to cover that game.
How about Arkansas State traveling to Fayetteville, or is that one of those Little Rock games?
I don't know. Maybe Connor could chime in.
Or Memorial Stadium, Little Rock, baby.
Registered chimer inner. Go ahead.
Is Sam the one, or is it are Arkansas fans? They just don't like going to Little Rock.
I don't know. That's not my part of the country.
Yeah, I want to say there's been some.
Maybe it's Fort Smith.
No,
it's a triads.
They don't like playing at Conway. But that'll be an interesting one in there in Little Rock War Memorial Stadium. I know. Trying to think. There've been some big games there. I know that, but so anyways, Arkansas 1-0 going into this one. They are 23.5 point favorites over the Wolves. I'd probably take Arkansas on that one. They looked pretty handy last week, and coming out, I think they're going to want to show out.
Yeah, they're Arkansas State, lower division, in-state rival. They're gonna play well. Pittman's gonna coach his ample tail off.
Battle of H-Town, the Cougars are 12.5-point favorites over the Owls. Rice is hosting that. I'm not sure what. Are you really ever hosting in Houston?
No, they're playing at. Is it still Reliant?
That could be at Reliant. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me take a look. See. Yeah. No, Rice Stadium.
Oh, they are hosting it.
Yeah.
Is that what, 32,000
That'll be 28,000 screaming Cougar fans there to support.
You know, I did not realize with all of their money and all of their resources that Autzen Stadium is only 65,000.
Well, Portlandia has taught me one thing, that quaint sells.
You gotta up those numbers, man.
Yeah. Okay, Matt. Okay, McConaughey. We just went cringe. Another one that I'm interested in, Jeremy. Army travels to Manhattan to take on the Wildcats, and I believe K-State is a 17.5-point favorite. Army looking to bounce back from a kind of inexplicable loss last week, right?
Who did they lose to last week?
It was somebody they shouldn't have.
You can't go with inexplicable loss.
Tarleton State. Tarleton State.
Oh, Tarleton State.
Whack.
Oh,
Whack is back, baby.
Man,
I'm sure Corey Hogue would correct me.
Corey Hogue is throwing a fist bump.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't. Anytime I hear the word Tarleton State, and it's not me that ever was exposed to the cold, but I still think of that 2021 game, I think, because the FCS canceled the whole 2020 season. Or
they played one game.
Yeah. And so it was on ESPN. Our good friend John Little, who used to be out here in Western Oklahoma where I'm at, called it on ESPN. Gosh, I had it on cable in Norman. But it was like 21 degrees, I think, when they played that in February in Stephenville. And it's like, oh, I still get chills just thinking about that. But, yeah, the Black Knights lost to Tarleton last week. I don't think that's indicative of that spread against the Wildcats because, I mean, you basically saw Kansas State, still victory from the jaws of defeat. I don't know that they've got what they want. I think there's some things going on with that program. I like the Black Knights to cover that.
Same.
47.5 is the over-under. I'll probably go under on that because both teams kind of want to slow the game down, right?
Army's going to run that, Swiss watch precise option offense against Kansas State, who wants to run the ball and beat on you with the big uglies up front.
Yeah. Tulsa travels to Las Cruces to take on the Aggies, and New Mexico State, they're 4.5-point favorites. UTEP is hosting Tennessee Martin. The only other game, two other games, Jeremy, that I will take interest in, and one is going to be I'll probably want to check UCLA UNLV because I want to see if Nico's going to bounce back. But then also Arizona State, ranked 12th, travels to Starkville to take on Jeff Levy and the Bulldogs. That will be interesting to see what Arizona State, really has as far as, I mean, like I said, post Cam Scadaboo.
I took the dog in both of those games you just mentioned. I took UNLV.
Yeah.
I just think the coaching disparity between Dan Mullen and Deshaun Foster is going to be so evident.
Yeah.
I don't think UCLA is a good football program. I just don't. I don't know if they can win a game this year.
It looks bad.
And not having Scadaboo going into Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Levy's going to get him one.
They did not flourish against Northern Arizona last week. Not a big dominant blowout, but it's
going to be the Blake Shapen game.
Yeah, that would probably behoove the Bulldogs to have a big game from him. But yeah, I'll probably take Mississippi State to at least cover that 6.5 at home.
We just don't realize how impactful Ashton Genty and Scadaboo are until you see them play teams that have an equal or better amount of talent.
I buy
Scadaboo was so good.
Yep.
He did everything.
Well, and it'll be a great weekend of college football. We will recap it all, everything we can tomorrow night. I'll probably say 9:30.
Yeah, it
I
should
mean,
be
we'll
in
probably.
hand one way or the other by then.
You would think if it's not, we can always kind of delay it, but set your notifications. We'll put out a text. So,
I just hope it's victory beers.
yeah, it's one that OU needs. I think they need to have that, and really kind of serve notice and really kind of lock down what they probably need is an 8 to 9 win season,
And
right?
yes, they desperately need an 8 to 9 win season. Jim Nagy tweeted out yesterday that the O line's fixed. They turned them on and turned them back off. So, or turn them off, turn them back on. So, hopefully, it is like resetting your Wi-Fi.
You said the O line.
The O line, yes.
Okay. Well, I was going to say this during our preview, but I mean, if they go out and have the issues that we've seen over the last 19 months, I'm not beating ball created the blocking scheme much anymore. I know that irritates you.
The thing that irritates me about Beatonbow is the O line is never close to what they are at the end of the year than they are at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
It's like he can't decide on rotations in camp, and he's just throwing guys out there to see how they respond. You got big week 2 game.
Yeah.
You need to have that. You need to have that ironed out. Yep. And if you're not good at that, maybe bring someone on that is, or have Nagy be the guy that says this is how I want it set, and then tinker from there.
Well, it's a big game, and OU needs this win.
It's a massive game.
They need this win.
I mean,
dang bad.
You look at that schedule. How many teams are playing 3 blue bloods in the same season?
That's true. I mean, but we've known from last year and the return games in the SEC this year that you didn't get a break.
No,
at all.
No, and you got that Alabama. You got that one win over blue blood last year when you absolutely freaking dog whipped Alabama on your field.
Yeah,
we see that. I saw a lot of similarities with what Florida State did last week.
Yeah.
To what won Brent Venables.
Yeah. So the formula might be out there.
And Zach Alley.
Yeah. Clinton Liquor serves your spirits and wine and beer needs in Clinton, Oklahoma, right off of I-40. So if you're coming in or heading out and you want to pick up something for the road, it's easy access right there on 10th Street in Seatown. And then also get online and find some of the specials and some of the inventory that Marty has. Follow them on Facebook as well. Clinton Liquor, Marty Wandry, a devout supporter of this program, and we appreciate him. Getting out of here, Jeremy, as we need to wrap this thing up, but I still want to talk about the Steve Ballmer.
Oh man, I've been on that all week. I've been on that all week.
The latest I'm seeing is that Ballmer has come out and said that he was conned by the company that paid Kawhi Leonard.
Why did he give him $50 million?
To pay his star player.
I mean, what was he involved with before he got into this whole ownership thing that made him a multi-billionaire guy? Oh, Microsoft.
Yeah.
He's not dumb.
No.
He doesn't have dumb people around him. He knew exactly what he was
managers
doing.
That handle your $1 billion portfolio or whatever.
This is the same type of situation that tanked Kevin Garnett's prime in Minnesota. When they signed Joe Smith to that under the table contract, they reported one thing to the NBA. They gave him a different contract. They signed him for like 10 years and $100 million. They ended up having to forfeit 5 first-round draft picks and voided the contract, Joe Smith's contract. Yep. We could see the same type of deal here. We could see Kawhi on the Lakers as soon as tomorrow.
But shouldn't they have paid Zubats instead?
Yes.
What have they gotten for their investment?
Half seasons, quarter seasons, no seasons, nothing outside of they haven't made it out of the first round, have they? Were they a second round exit last year? I know they haven't made it past the second round of the playoffs.
If it was barely.
When they got in bed with Kawhi and then were forced into the Paul George trade, which, threw their future out the window. OKC's got their 2026 one.
May not be much of a draft pick, though. Well, it could be. I don't
It
know.
could be if they
Yeah.
avoid that contract and Kawhi goes elsewhere.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, it's
They don't have anything for the
you
next
remember
5
you
years.
remember
They
the
don't have a
littering
pick.
remember the littering campaign from the 70s with the Native American gentleman that turns and has the tear?
Yes.
That
Yes.
is me when I turn and look back at Kawhi's time in San Antonio before he, had his injury that he set
And
out.
lost his ever-loving mind.
He's damaged goods. I mean, as talented as he is, he's
He
damaged
is.
goods. And now I think the game's passed him by, honestly.
It may have. You have teams that have 4 to 5 guys on the floor at a time that can limit what he does.
Yeah.
And I think, possibly he's lost a step. Who knows? Don't see him play much.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not like he's had a lot of repetition, but
So you've got older Harden out there. You got Zubac, who's a fine player.
yeah,
And you have Kawhi,
Paul.
who's, a part-time employee. Oh, yeah, Chris Paul's back with him, and he's 41 years old. I don't care how many yucca plants and, things out of your yard you're eating. Father Time is undefeated.
Hey, speaking of yucca plants or healthy eating, I had my yearly physical yesterday, and yours truly is going on a DIET.
Well, you see the same stuff every day, Chuck. Meal prep, meal prep, meal prep.
It is about meal prep, and
Even
it's
if you're just getting
moving.
some 93.7 ground beef and browning it up and throwing it over some rice. Get you a rice cooker, Chuck.
Man,
The
it's funny
trick
you
with the
say that.
rice,
Yeah.
the trick with the rice is cook it, and then microwave it. It cooks out a lot of that sugar. The
Really?
second time, yes.
No doubt.
Yes.
Well, sugar is the enemy, as I mean,
I am a 2 to 3 times a day rice eater. I'm down to about 185 pounds now.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you never have had that much since I've known you, that much to lose, but it's go time. I'm 55. Speaking of last week's show, nobody wished me happy birthday, so
I wish you happy birthday in a text.
you did. You wished me happy birthday in a text. That means a lot. But I mean, this is our baby. This is our program,
So
and
how's it feel
not
to be
just you.
55?
I don't feel that bad. It's the
Yeah.
report that I got yesterday that made me start feeling bad. Now, granted,
How's the cholesterol?
not great.
Not great?
Not
And
great.
you're not eating eggs?
No, not as much as I probably
No,
should.
not eating the eggs, huh? You know the human body doesn't absorb animal cholesterol, right?
No, I did not.
Yeah, you can eat
Okay.
eggs. It's fine.
So I'll up the egg.
My dad ate eggs every day of his dang life. His cholesterol was always fine.
Yeah.
It was the other stuff that got him.
I do love an egg. But no, I tell you, and here I sit while I scroll for a liquor store.
You need the choline. Got to have the choline. Eggs are chock full.
I'm probably going to go in and cook some eggs after we get off the air here in 2 minutes.
Same.
But I'll just say this, and I still like a good barley pop.
Yeah, that is
that's
the
probably
bane of a lot of our existence.
Yeah, and it's got to. And what I've done, Jeremy, is I've told myself no more sitting in the garage listening to Alice in Chains and pummeling some line and Kugel.
When Nutshell comes on, it's either that or you're just going to hurt somebody.
I've found more versions of Nutshell. And hey, here's my workout plan. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Going to the garage, clearing out space, and I'm just going to self mosh pit for 4 minutes.
Hell
Listen to
yeah.
Pantera, Mastodon, and maybe something else.
Yeah,
would that be doable?
Just put a vulgar display of power on repeat.
Yeah,
and get after it.
I got to say, I saw an Instagram clip of Anselmo bringing his nephews out there, and kid's 7, and then next thing you know, he's yelling "effing hostile" to the crowd. I don't know how to take that. That's
It's okay.
But no,
okay,
we'll get on it. And plus, big news: I've got to lose some weight for fashion purposes as well, because the youngest Miho proposed to his lady friend, and they are engaged, and so now we have a future Ramsey, and that'll be a wedding. And this is a funny thing, Jeremy. I told my wife, I said, it's weird. I have this goal that she and I are dancing at our kids' wedding reception to Taylor Dane's "I'll Always Love You."
Oh my. I was hoping it wasn't that you were gonna get into the tuxedo you wore, when you got married. Like,
No, no, no.
baby blue
You
with
know,
frill, huh?
when Gina and I got married, we were on a beach in Cabo, and I looked like some sort of drug czar. I
Oh,
had
you had on the billowing white shirt and
the
shorts.
linen pants and
Yeah,
big,
look at
big
that guy.
bowling shirt. It was high times. She looked beautiful. I just kind of I looked young. I'll say that. But no, 55. I don't feel that bad. I'll work on the report that I got yesterday, and like I said, I'm going to up the eggs. I knew that going into it, but
Get your
we'll see.
resistance bands.
Yeah, I got to get the shoulders fired up again. And man, I think I just need to move Norman. Have you be my trainer?
The best stretch you can ever do for your shoulders, I'm gonna show you right now because it's so easy. Arms out like a plane, palms up, and
Yeah,
just bounce them back and forth.
yeah, that's probably true. No, you're right. That's what physical therapists have me do. So it's time for me to get up and get moving. So we're going to work on that. But and then watching college football, I move it out of the way, but we've got an elliptical machine right behind us. So just be moving. So
Yeah.
anyways, hey, we want to thank CCW Safe for sponsoring our program. They are a legal self-defense coverage program with plans starting as low as $19 a month. The link there at the bottom is where we prefer you to do it. I'll put the link in the description of our videos as well. And I'm telling you, it's just in this day and time, and we watch the news, we hear the stories. It's just behooves you to protect yourself while you try to make sure your family and yourself are protected. And it's talking about civil liability, criminal cases. If you have to defend yourself in this day and time, I just you can't trust that a district attorney is not going to some point in time be influenced by political, because they are elected officials.
You could be in
And
the Tulsa area and have to defend yourself, and yeah, good Lord
liberal
knows what's gonna happen up there.
Yeah. But CCW Safe is the way to go. And like I said, plans starting as low as $19 a month. And I know the guys that founded it, and they are great guys. So be sure and check that out. Jeremy, what a show we've had. We're closing in on an hour and a half. That's a lot of OU Michigan talk. And we wrapped it up with some Clippers and Kawhi Leonard, but it'll be interesting to see what Nosferatu does with the Clippers.
Disband the Clippers.
And what have they done?
What have they nothing. They have done nothing for that. All that they got when they traded for Paul George, they signed Kawhi Leonard, they have done nothing.
Go back to the Chris Paul days.
They don't even have a first round pick for like the next 5 years. I mean, if they have to void that contract and Kawhi just says I'm out,
Yeah,
they're screwed.
Now, Presti, isn't he of the San Antonio tree?
He is.
Yeah, there you go.
Where he cut his teeth. San
right.
Antonio is a scout.
You learn. You
Yeah.
learn from the best.
And now look at Oklahoma
Rip.
City's future is just trending upwards.
Yeah, and honestly, I think they have a chance to really even expound on that. So
yeah, it could
and
be
you
a
know what's
dynasty,
funny, Jeremy?
guys.
I bet we are probably only 58 or 59 days away from Thunder reporting to camp.
I know. It just seems like yesterday I'm laying on my bed with shingles, arms up in the air.
I forgot about that. I forget about it. All right. Well, listen, we better get out of here. I better let you get going. But what a fun show. And it's going to be a fun Saturday tomorrow. Weather, I think it's supposed to be a little damp coming in.
35% chance of rain. Let me check what the game time forecast is going to be.
I heard it's going to clear out by the
end. It looks like it's going to be sunny.
Yeah. So nice. Beautiful day in Normantown, a big game. Game day will be there. We'll be watching that. And then also OSU at 2:30 in Eugene. I hope they can go up there and really make it a game. So a lot of great football. We will be on the air tomorrow night. We'll say 9:30. We'll just plan on that here for the college football recap. And we will once again be on all three platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter X. Follow us on all of those. Subscribe to our YouTube page as well. All of these videos go there for
posterity.
Posterity. Thank you. Jeremy with the save. One more comment that we need to get to before we get out of here. Dan Narva, I can hit that 185 bar, but not the BMI. Dan does a lot of walking even after he broke his foot. So kudos. He's got a beautiful place up in Michigan too.
Yeah, I bet it's awesome this time of
Oh,
year.
hey, real quick, can't get out of here without saying Norman product, Cade Horton, touted as the top pitcher in the major leagues.
Hell yeah. Yeah, Skip got him a good one out of Norman High. And
Newt Huntley, man, y'all should be walking in high grass.
My Cubbies, baby. Here we go.
Baby. All right. Rangers have been bouncing back. They've looked pretty good. Astros struggling with the Yankees this week, but they did steal one from behind. So, anyways, he's Jeremy Schroeder, ruler of the airways. I'm Chuck Ramsey, the Law Dog. This has been the Weekend Big Show, powered by Law Dog Sports. Like I said, be sure to follow us on all of our platforms. And the podcast will be on Spotify as well. And you can find all of our links on the website at lawdogsports.com. Be safe out there. Don't text and drive. And sure, don't drink and drive. And we'll talk to you real soon. Tomorrow night, in fact, 9:30.